Hello, once again, my name is Mr. Mutinda from Nairobi branch. I will be taking you through the second video of chapter 1, which deals with 3 subtopics: features of management, importance of management, and lastly, professionalism, ethics and integrity in management. And we start with features of management 1.4. Features of management, and feature number 1 is that management is associated with group efforts. When we are talking about group efforts, we simply mean that no individual can achieve an objective alone. No department can achieve an objective alone. No branch can achieve an objective of the organization alone. Even when we are talking about multinationals, no country alone can achieve the organization objectives. It requires group efforts. It is associated with everyone pulling together to ensure that you are working in tandem and you're working towards common objective. Number 2 is management is purposeful. Just as we said when we were discussing about characteristics, we are aiming at achieving a certain objective. There is a purpose behind every management. There is something we are aiming at achieving. Number 3 is that management is indispensable. When you talk about management being indispensable, we simply say that management cannot be done away with. You can't do away with management. You can't say we will not have management. Even at the individual level, you can't do away with management. It is indispensable. Another thing is that management is accomplished through the efforts of others. Through the efforts of others. Look at it this way. What is the work of an MD? What is the work of an MD? What does he do? He just attends the meetings. He makes decisions. Now, the MD, if you are talking about the MD, it depends on the directors of several departments for him to achieve. Probably we have the MD here, we have finance here, we have procurement here, we have production here, we have marketing, we have HRM. The MD here is depending on the efforts of these guys. Finance director, procurement director, production department director, marketing director, human resource director. If these guys do not work, the MD will not achieve his objective. Now, look at it this way. If we are talking about a finance director, now here we had MD here. Now let's say this is the MD, this is a finance, HRM, marketing, and production. Now under finance director, there are several other finance officers. Probably we have accountants, auditor, and finance officer. Now, Look at this way. This MD depends on the achievement of these guys for him to achieve his objective. Now, the finance here as a department depends on the achievement of these guys, on these other guys, what they do, in order for him to achieve his objective. Now, each one of these is depending on the efforts of others. So management is accomplished through the efforts of others. That is a definite feature of management. Another thing is management is goal-oriented. Goal-oriented probably is goal-oriented. Definite, there is a definite goal to achieve, and that can be probably, when you're talking about purposeful, it can be interchanged. Another thing is that management is intangible. Management is intangible. For those of us who have watched the first video, we have talked about, we have explained what we mean by intangible, and we said intangible is that management cannot be touched, but it can be felt. When there is lack of management in an organization, when there is bad management in an organization, you can feel it by the service, you can feel it by the results. You walk into an organization and you find that the organization seems to be very big, but the service that you get is not, is it in tandem, is not in tandem with what with your expectation. So we say this organization is very big, but the management is not good, because you can feel it. Because you can feel it. Another thing is that management can ensure a better life. Those are things that we have discussed. Yeah, I think those are the few features of management. The others we had discussed them when we were talking about characteristics. So let us quickly go to 1.5, importance of management. Importance of management. 1.5, importance of management. Why is the management important? Why is management important? Why is management important? Number one, it helps in achieving goals. An organization is here, they are set, we want to ensure that we double our profits. Want to ensure that we increase our market share by 20%. Want to reduce our costs by 15%. We want to digitize our operations. All those are objectives, all those are goals. They can only be achieved through management. And that brings us to first, importance of management helps in achieving group goals, help in achieving objectives. Number two is optimization of resources. Optimization of resources. We know that the world we are living in is characterized by limitation of resources. It's characterized by limitation of resources. So how do you ensure that the few resources that are available to you, you optimize them to achieve organizational goals? You can only do that by management. One of the resources is time. We talked about the example when we were talking about in the first video. We were talking about You going to work, going to class, doing some shopping, then visiting a friend. How do you do that? You can only do that by optimizing the time resources. You have 100 shillings. You need to probably make some lunch, to make some dinner. How do you do it? You can only do that by optimization of that 100 shillings that you have. Number 3 is that management reduces costs. Reduces costs. It ensures that you get maximum results through minimum inputs as much as possible. You reduce the cost. Management, another thing is that management establishes sound organizations. Sound organizations. There are organizations which are very big, which are very sound. They have not been done that probably by profits. It's through good management. Look at Safaricom. Look at Equity. Look at KCB. What has it made them to be where they are? What has made them to be multinationals? It is because of sound management. It's because of good management. It has established sound organizations. Another one is that management encourages initiative. Management encourages initiative. It helps to ensure that employees can come up with good ways of it encourages initiative. It gives employees the leeway to come up with innovations to ensure that the organization can be able to achieve its objective. Good management also improves the life of workers. Improves the life of workers. Lives of workers. Number 7, good management motivates employees. Now, look at it this way. You go into an organization and you see the manager is coming up at 10. Ndiye anaingia ofisini. He gets at 10, he reviews some mails, he meets some other people, and then by 12, he has left up to tomorrow. Nobody explains where he has gone. He has gone for his personal errands. What does that tell you? You as an employee, how do you respond? Will you be motivated when employees are stealing? Will you be motivated when there is misuse of company resources? Another thing is that increases efficiency. Management increases efficiency. Increases efficiency. Management increases efficiency. Management also encourages teamwork. Management encourages teamwork. When there is good management, people are encouraged to work together. Another thing is that it improves corporate image. Everyone now knows that Safaricom is be better, is a good organization. Why do you think people know that Safaricom is a good organization? It's because of the management. The way it is run, it has improved the corporate image. Look at KCB, look at Equity, look at Cooperative. Those are good organizations which are run efficiently, which have good managers. So there is an improvement in corporate image. Now, having said that, I think that is all what we can say about importance of management. We can go to the last subtopic. Which talks about professionalism. 1.6. Professionalism inaandikwa hivi. It is a single F. Professionalism. Integrity and ethics in management. Now, what do we mean by professionalism? What is professionalism? What is a profession? You guys, I know most of you are professionals, and you're also training to be managers, professional managers. What do we mean by professionalism? And when we talk about professionalism, we simply mean the conduct, aims, or qualities that characterize or mark a profession or a professional person. The conduct, the qualities that mark a professional person or that mark a profession. When we talk about engineers, what characterizes engineers from others? It is the conduct, quality. What brings quality? Knowledge, skills, know-how. What brings conduct? There is an agreed behavior. So, when you're talking about engineers, there's a way engineers have come up together and agreed, we as engineers, we are going to be behaving in this way. We are going to be behaving in this manner. Look at the lawyers. That is a profession. There is a certain, and remember, these guys go for knowledge, for skills. There is a way it is done. Professionalism. So when we are talking about professionalism in management, what do we mean? We mean that anybody who is practicing as a manager must have a certain conduct. Must have a certain knowledge. Must have a certain skill. There are things that are not expected of you as a manager, because there is a certain standards. There are certain norms. Remember when we are talking about, in the first video, we talked about management as a status. Management as a class. You are expected to behave in a certain way. When your employees are gossiping, you as a manager, you are not expected to get into that, to join in the gossip. That is professionalism. That is professionalism. And we have a problem. Because now, people are not behaving professionally. People are not behaving professionally. And I don't know whether it is between, is it either professionally or is it integrity or ethics? It covers all. Because how do you promote somebody who does not merit? Is that professional? Is that professional? And this is something that can either be between the success of the organization or the organization not achieving its objective because the managers are not behaving professionally. They are not utilizing the knowledge that they were taught. The skills, they don't have skills. They don't have knowledge. And it has costed several organizations because they are not run professionally. So, when we are talking about characteristics of management as a profession, we probably can say we have talked about conduct, knowledge, there is an obligation, social obligation. There is a social obligation, there is a code of conduct, specialized knowledge, and probably a representative association. For for instance, LSK. Now, I think that is all about management. Probably we can talk about ethics. Ethics in management. Ethics in management. So what do we mean by ethics? What is ethics? Ethics is basically doing the right thing. The right thing in the eyes of the society. Doing the right thing in the eyes of the society. So, ethics in management simply means that you as a manager, you are supposed to do the right thing in the eyes of the society. And here in Kenyan organizations, we have several problems. How do you tell me that you are selling a rice which has expired? You as a manager, you instruct your employees, because this rice has expired, let us repackage it and then we go and sell. Is that doing the right thing in the society? Is that doing the right thing in the society? Rice which has expired. We had meat being ilikuwa inawekwa nini ile ndawa ya mochari. and then inauziwa watu. Is that ethics? Is it right in the eyes of the society? Somebody comes, makes an application for a job. We know very well that unemployment rate is very high. So this guy makes an application, and even before he gets out of the organization, before he signs out kwa askari pale, already umerarua application yake umeweka kwa dustbin. Is that right in the eyes of the society? You as a manager, somebody is very hardworking. But because he might challenge you for your job, you what? You cook stories for him to be fired. Is that right in the organization? Is that right? We had, there are several supermarkets which are Nakumatt collapsed. Nakumatt. No, I don't think it is collapsed. It was looted. We read. How do you tell me suppliers bring milk and bread to a supermarket? The supermarket sells the milk and the bread cash. The suppliers brought the milk at 40. They increase the price to 50. They cater for their profits. They sell on cash, but then they don't pay the supplier. And then the money, you hear the supermarket has no money to pay the suppliers. Where has that money gone? Where has that money gone? Ethics. Because people are stealing from others. That's why when you talk about, especially in the third aspect, integrity. Do we have integrity in management? Do we have integrity? Do we have integrity in management? What makes organizations to collapse? Because of these issues. Integrity is doing the right thing when nobody is watching. How do you tell me an accountant cooks books? There was cooking of books in Uchumi. There was cooking of books in Uchumi. Uchumi collapsed. Yet, in the previous year, it had declared profits. Can I tell you something? Look at this organization, Kenya Airways. How can Kenya Airways make profit in 2012? The MD leaves. In 2013, it starts making losses. It cannot pay the loans. How do you tell me Mumia Sugar in 2012 makes a profit of 1.8 billion? The MD leaves in 2013, the organization makes losses. How do you explain that? These are issues about integrity. Those are issues about ethics. And that's why it is important for organizations to ensure that the managers are they act professionally and they have integrity. They have ethics. Because simply what happened is there were several integrity issues at Mumias. There were several integrity issues at KQ. There were several integrity issues at Nakumat. How do we do that? At the national level. I'm at the corporate level. You have to probably board of management rebuke it from management of the organization, day-to-day running of the organization, day-to-day running of the organization. In order to ensure that there is no conflict of interest. So these guys are overseeing the day-to-day. They are not overseeing, but they are supervising the day-to-day running of the organization. If the MD, who is in charge of the day-to-day running of the organization, there are some fishy things he's doing, these guys are supposed to point out and suspend him. Otherwise, the organization will find it in very difficult situations, like it did for KQ, for Mumias. Mumias has collapsed. KQ has been bailed down by the government, but still it may not pick up. Nakumat collapsed. There's talk. That case is also going on the same way. Because there are things that you can't explain. There are things that you can't explain. Anyway, that is all about chapter 1. That is all about chapter 1. Introduction to management. I want to encourage you to kindly subscribe to my channel. It is free of charge. You just need to click the subscribe button below the video and you will have subscribed to my channel. Thank you very much for watching. See you in the next chapter. See you in the next chapter.